Well, howdy, everybody. It's week 11. Time is flying by, for me at least. We have two main assignments this week. The first one is is an application exam. So I'm not going to show you much there. Just a reminder that you need to create a handout that is based on the plan of salvation. It could be used in Prisma Gospel lesson or something you may be working on. And then your handout should reflect at least 5 skills that you've learned in this unit. And at the end of your document, make sure you list the skills that you've used. I can pretty much guess what you've done, but I want you to be able to go ahead and let me know which ones you've done there. So this one shouldn't take too terribly long. It's basically just showing your ability to use some of these skills. And these are just examples. If you think of some other skills that we've gone over, more power to you. So that's great. And so in this week's assignment, we're going to delve or jump into document properties. Basically, you're going to create a document that looks just like this, the PDF. Please note that your smart art design may look a little bit different than that, and that is totally fine. And then we're going to have make sure you include a screenshot of your document property. So I'm going to dig into it. This one doesn't take too terribly long. I've modified some of the assignment descriptions to make it easier to understand. I noticed when I was going through it, I was like, man, I don't know who wrote this, but it's not exactly clear. So, and I didn't know reddish was a true word, but apparently it is. Anyways, all right, so the first thing we do is we start off with the raw document. And it's going to tell us to add heading 1 and heading 2 to the appropriate places. So we're going to go here, heading 1. And we're going to go here, and heading 2. And we'll do heading 2 for the remainder of the headings. And I know that because I've done this multiple times. And I've looked at the example document to see what it will look like. So kind of matches up fairly nicely. I'm going to make this a one-page view for me, make it easier so it looks just like that. And the next step that we're going to do is we want to add a watermark. That's super simple. We're going to go to the Design tab, and over here on the right-hand side, there's Watermark, and choose the one that says Draft at an angle, just like that. Okay. And then it wants us to use using the building blocks organizer, and this may be different in the Mac. You want to add an integral style page number in the footer and change its color something that is similar to the example, something reddish in color. So we'll go down here, just double click, make sure we're in the footer. We're gonna, when we do that, it automatically brings up this ribbon. We'll go to Quick Parts, Building Block Organizer. What I explained in the past, just click on the word name. That'll sort it by name. Makes it much easier to find everything. You'll come down here where it says integral footers, and you'll highlight it, click Insert. Then you notice that the color is orange. And so what you'll want to do is go to your design, go to colors. We'll choose, I think, orange red. Yeah, orange red is pretty close to our example. And I'll show you the example. That may be more of a purple. I'll give you creative license, however you want to do it. Just change the color, whatever suits you. Oh, there we go. I think that one's pretty much spot on. All right. Then you'll notice that if I highlight the name, it comes up with the word author. So this is the author that is in the document's properties. So I'm going to show you how to get there. We'll go to File, and then Info. And here in the center of the screen is the document properties. And you notice author is here with Jonathan Amatsoto. So you can either change that value here, by right-clicking on it and choosing Edit. Or we can do it directly in the document because we have this field here. Just highlight in there, put your own name. And then if I go back to the document properties, magically my name is in there. Pretty awesome. Okay, so now we are back in the document. And I have taken care of the integral page number. I want to make myself the author of the document. I just did that. And then I need to insert the helping hands image that you'll download from here. So I already have that saved here. It's the helping hands image. Easiest way to do it is to just drag and drop. And so I'm going to just move that guy over to the side. And I'm going to just drag and drop it in there. But you notice it put it somewhere else in the document, and that's totally fine. What I'd like to do is resize the image. And then you can either change its wrapping here by clicking this button. What I don't like about clicking that little guy is that it doesn't change it as I hover over. So if you right click on the image and go to wrap text, when I go to square, tight, through, page, top, and bottom, it automatically changes it. For this particular one, we're going to use square, and Word will jump that image around periodically. And I think we're putting it next to project team. So we'll just kind of squeeze this guy in here. You'll notice something that Word does is that you'll see these green lines pop up. That's called a snap to. It's just saying, hey, you're lined up with this or you're lined up with that. So I'm going to leave that there. That should be pretty close to our example. Come over here. Look. Yeah, pretty close. Not too bad. Except you notice that the hands are a little bit different. So what you can do is you can rotate it if you want. I'm not going to deduct any points if you haven't rotated it. But you can come here and you can crop it, rotate it, do whatever you want to do. So it's your call. You can just highlight the picture if you want. You can go yoink. And that rotates it. And that should make it pretty close to what we got. It's up to you. However you want to do it. You can invert it. You can flip it. So you can format the picture. You can go to the size and position. I can rotate it 180 degrees. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do with it. I can right click on it and I can say format the picture, and it brings up all these other options that I can do with this picture. And I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Again, I'm not going to deduct points if the hands don't match exactly the way that it looks there. I think this one they've flipped it 180 degrees to get that looking that way. If you want to go the extra mile, go ahead and feel free to flip the image if you would like. All right, so I'm not going to spend any more time on that one. And then we're going to add a smart art graphic, and we're going to make sure that it has the words planning, support, implementation, and design. So it's at the very bottom of the document. Just come to the bottom, put in a carriage return. We're going to go to insert, and we are going to add smart art, which is right here. I just happen to know this one is a cycle, and I usually like to use this one that's non-directional cycle, or you can use a block cycle. However you want to do it, it's your call. Just double click, puts it in there. You may be presented with a text pane like you see here or your first time. If for some reason it doesn't pop up, there's a couple different ways that you can add the text. You can either just select in there, and I can put the text in like that, or you can come up here and click text pane, and that brings that up. And I know it's going to be support, implementation, and design. So support, this is the faster way. Just backspace that one out. You notice I'm now left with 4. And I just need to change the style because the style of this is a little bit different than the standard. So you'll come up here in the Smart Art Design, which is already selected, and I'll give you creative license. If you want to do this 3D one, like that one, whatever one you want to do, I'm going to choose one that looks similar to what is here. And you'll notice that the colors are different. And I'm not going to ding you or deduct points if your colors aren't spot on to this one. I'm going to give you creative license to be creative about it. I'm just going to highlight this first one or click on this first one, and I'm going to go to Format. From here I can change the shape fill. So I can make this red, I can make it whatever. The example was kind of a purplish color. I'll do that one. And then we had red, gray, and blue. So I'm going to click this one, do red. Again, come here, do gray. We'll get this one, which is kind of a bluish color. And yeah, it's kind of close. I'm not entirely happy with that choice, so I'm going to use that one right there. Yeah, pretty close. Okay. And you can resize these if you want. You can come here and say, I want this to be larger, want it to be smaller, want it to be over here, want it to be over there. It's your call. As long as you're demonstrating the skill that you know how to put in a Smart Art and you know how to put the text in there for the Smart Art. Okay. And then one of the last things we're going to do is the document properties. You're going to make sure that you insert these 4 kind of custom properties. I had shown you just a second ago to go to the properties, you go to File, then Info, and you have properties here. If you click on Show All Properties, it doesn't really show all properties. It shows some. So if you click on the word Properties up here and choose Advanced Properties, then you can get to your custom properties. And a little secret, for some reason, the blank document or the raw document that they provided already has these 4 in there for you. So just verify that they are meeting the criteria of this. So this is kind of a gimme, some easy points for you. You can see it says Client Styles Enterprises, and it already says that here for Development Department, 24 for the document number and whatnot. So and then what you'll do is you'll take a screenshot. If you haven't noticed already, I'm a very big fan of the snipping tool. And so you can click New. Just take a screenshot of that. It automatically adds that to the clipboard. I come back in my Word document. Go to the end. I'm going to insert a page break. And I'm going to paste my screenshot in there. Just did a Control V. And that is it. That was just a short 13-minute video on how to do this. As we get to these more advanced features, the videos may be a little bit longer, but I want to run through each step and to kind of describe what you're doing and how you're doing it, so that way you can be successful with it, and you can run back through this video if you want and find that information. So hope you have a wonderful week, and you guys are doing a great job. Love working with each and every one of you, and hope you feel the spirit as you go through these lessons. And if you run into problems, feel free to reach out. I'm praying for each and every one of you that you have a wonderful time in this class. And I look forward to seeing your assignment submissions. All right. Take care, everybody.